We have missed the true reason for the season. We have merchants all over. They're pumping up Christmas as a way to get money. We have missed why Jesus really came to planet Earth. When God created man, God had a plan for man. And that plan is described in the creation story that is found in Genesis chapter 1. The Bible says in Genesis 1 and 26, "Come, let us make man in our likeness and our own image, and let him have dominion over the earth." He further emphasized this when he goes on in verse 28 and say, "Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion." So from the establishment of mankind on planet Earth, God had a plan. God's plan was for man to run earth. Man comes in Genesis chapter 3 and allow a unemployed cherubim to come in his space, the space that God gave him to run, and tell him to don't listen to God. And when man disobeyed God, what he did was declare independence from God. When Jesus came back on planet Earth, Jesus came to restore the relationship that man lost in Genesis chapter 3 back to man. Jesus didn't come to create a religion. In fact, Jesus did not even conform to the religions that were present at that time. Jesus came on a mission, and that was to seek and to save that which is lost. In one text, he says that he came to set the captive free. What captives? Because I never read about Jesus going down to any prison, any jailhouse, any slave plantation, and freeing people. What Jesus came to do was to set us free in our mind. How do I know that? The Bible says that the truth shall set you what? Free. And he says this. He said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." So when Jesus came on planet Earth, he came to demonstrate what God was asking man to do. Jesus didn't come on planet Earth to prepare us for heaven. The plan that God had for man has not changed. God still wants man to be fruitful, to multiply, replenish, subdue, and to have dominion. That's God's plan. That is always going to be God's plan. If you want somebody to not do what they were born to do or to carry out their purpose, what you do is to replace the way they think and then have them doing something that's outside of what they're supposed to be doing. So what we have been doing for years and centuries is doing a good thing rather than the right thing. The good thing is that we have found religion. But the right thing is that God wanted man to influence planet Earth. Jesus re-emphasized this when he said that you are the salt of the earth. He said, but if the salt loses savor, if the salt loses its influence, then it's good for nothing but to be thrown into the streets and be trampled under the feet of man. What man was made from, if you go to Genesis, he was made from the dirt. The streets in those days were dirt. So what Jesus was saying when he said this is that if you don't have influence, then you're good for nothing but to go back to that which you was made from. The devil don't want you to have influence. The devil don't want you to link back with God. He don't want you in a relationship with God. That's why every time you decide that you're going to get your life together, all kind of things break loose. So when Jesus came to planet Earth, his endeavor, his sole purpose was to reconnect man back to God. We get so caught up in this part of the year. Everybody going to get mad with some people because people ain't going to buy them what they want. But far as I know, and I believe you know deep down too, that this is Jesus' birthday. Ain't your birthday? So the question really should be, What are we giving Jesus for his birthday? We got everybody else in mind, what we going to do, what we going to buy from everybody else. But what you going to do for Jesus? Now, some might argue that December 25th, cannot really be Christmas. It's not a matter of what day that it was on. It does not matter what day we celebrate it on. The fact is that we celebrate it. So let's don't get caught up in the minors while missing the major. The major reason Christmas came about is because God wanted to restore man back to the place that God had him when he gave him the instructions that he must be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and to have dominion.